Her nails are severely beaten, her skin cracked and painful, with lots of hangnails and cuts due to skin picking habit. But today everything changes. After years of damaged nails and broken confidence, we are doing her dream manicure. She wanted to do French nails for a while, and finally we are doing it. And to bring her dream manicure to life, we need the best tools. So I will be trying and testing my new table lamp by Melodysusie, which also includes a flash cure lamp. Anna's nails look like this now. They are short again, well, some of them. But what's concerning me even more is the condition of skin and cuticles. We have so many hangnails, we have so many cuts, so I need to be extra careful and extra gentle today. So we are going to start with pushing back the cuticles with orange wood stick. And the thing when you're doing cuticle care for short beaten nails, with most clients, once we do dry manicure on a regular basis, you will notice that each time you actually need to do less work. But if a person has a habit of biting the skin, the nails, or picking the skin, it does get better, absolutely, but not all the time. Because the thing with skin picking is that if there is some kind of damage on our cuticles, our body sends more energy to this area, so it will heal faster, and as the result we have more dry skin there, so we still need to work a lot. Let's unpack Melodysusie 2-in-1 nail art desk lamp. I really hope it's not going to be complicated, because honestly I'm not so good in these things. Well, luckily they have instruction manual. Ooh, and they have instructions with pictures, which is exactly what I need. So I guess there's going to be something underneath too. It was so heavy, oh my goodness. Okay, this is the thing that is going to keep this lamp standing, I suppose. We have these screwdrivers here. This is going to be connected here, like this, with some screwdrivers. Okay, that wasn't too hard. One done, two to go. You know, it's just like with nail art. Once you figure the design out, like how you actually should do it, so it will be easier and faster, more efficient, you're done with your last nail. So I guess it kind of works the same way here. All right, now we are going to connect this part here. And okay, there's one more screw that we need to... Okay, this one's going to be tricky, I guess. Wait, was I supposed to do it for... No, okay, that's step 2. So we are good. Yeah, this one's supposed to be tricky because this one's a bit hard to reach compared... Oh wait, once again, I don't need to make it uncomfortable, right? I can just put it however I like. Okay, and then we have this UV lamp, like this little flash cure lamp that goes right here. So it is also works like a charging station. And finally, let's connect it. First of all, when we turn it on, we have options to choose the intensity. Like we can do a little light, more, and like super bright, depending on what you want. Then we have 3 different modes on temperature. We have warm light, neutral, and cold. I recommend using cold one when you're recording something and warm when you're working. Well, neutral might be good as well when you're recording. And then within all these modes, we also have a different modes of the light itself. So there's this little area with the focus light if you want to highlight a certain area of your table, of your design, and you can turn it on by itself, like everything will be off. Let's say if you want to do this beautiful picture in the dark with a very focused light, or if you want just to see this part, then we have an option of turning them both. You will have both focused light and this light when you want to see everything, but some parts to see even more clearly. And then we can turn off this focused part and have a regular light on. So then I proceed with the dry manicure. I'm using diamond flame shaped bit, red abrasive mark. The speed is 16,000 rotations per minute. And this part is very important. I've seen it so many times, especially on my classes, on my live classes, when a student is just struggling with this dry manicure and she's like, I don't know what I need to do, I can barely see what's going on there. Anastasia, just tell me, do I need to clean more or is it enough? Come to see and I cannot even see anything. And I'm just asking, hey, how can you tell if you're not able to see? It's so dark in there. So I just take their table lamp and bring it closer to the nail because it was so far away. So this is actually very important, especially when you're doing work like this. We need to make sure that we clean everything in the side grooves, in the cuticle, but at the same time, I'm not touching or damaging the skin. And the only way to do that is when you have enough light. So I decided to try out this focused light. It's kind of hard to show it on the camera because it looks too bright, but in the real life, I'm definitely using it with all the rest of my lights. So this is what it looks like. This focused light is giving you additional light only in this exact spot, the one that you're working on. So I definitely recommend you to use it whenever you're doing things like dry manicure, because it's important to clearly see and understand every single move. Where your drill bit is going, is it enough? Are you about to overfile the nail? Are you about to touch or damage the skin, or do we need to work more? And definitely we also need to use a brush to clean the dust from time to time. I'm also using dust collector, but most times it's still not enough. We still have a little dust flying around, so we need to clean it with a brush as well. And I have to say I find it very helpful. Actually, I'm using tons of lighting, obviously, just because I want to see everything, also because I'm recording most of the time, so we need some additional light for the cameras, and I'm used to really bright lighting all the time. But with this focused light, I think it's even better when you can see every single detail. Then it's time to remove the surface shine, and on this part you also want to see everything. You want to check if you did not miss any spots. Do you still have some shiny spots? It's very common to have them in the corners, along the sidewalls. So I'm using 180 buffer, and surprisingly, I'm also filing some of her nails shorter. And the reason I'm surprised is because Anna's nails are usually so short that there's nothing to file. And now we have a few nails that need to be filed. Good job, Anna. We are slowly getting there. So make sure that you remove the surface shine on some nails. We also have some product leftovers, and I'm just going to file them off because there's just a tiny bit. And when you're removing surface shine, make sure you're not just filing the nail back and forth. You actually need to remove it so the nail will be matte instead of glossy, and that's it. Okay, do not like file off few layers. And finally, I'm trimming her cuticles with manicure scissors, and in this condition, this is the only way, guys. We cannot use drill bit here because there's so many cuts, it would be dangerous. It is not recommended to soak the nails when you have cuts like this. So dry manicure and scissors or nippers, in my opinion, in this case, is the best solution. And of course, I'm being extra careful to not touch the wounded parts. Finally, we apply prep product. Since her skin is a bit damaged, do not apply it too close to the cuticle. It's okay if you will leave a little margin, both when applying the hydrator, non-acid primer, as well as the base coat. I will be using Melodysusie HEMA-free base coat, and their brush is amazing. I just love their brushes, but it's also so big compared to Anna's nails, so I need to be so careful to not touch the surrounding skin. So make sure the layer is extra thin, and then we cure it for 1 minute in LED. We will be using dual forms today, as well as nude polygel, and once I apply it on the nail, we flash cure it for about 5 to 7 to 10 seconds with a flash cure lamp. And then I do not fully cure yet. We flip the hand over and I can fix the product underneath. Since this is Polygel, I'm using my special Polygel brush with alcohol and make sure the surface underneath is absolutely smooth so we can avoid filing this area, because I think it's much better to do most of the nail sculpting and product application with a brush rather than to file it all off later, right? However, I just realized that her nails are getting longer and this is bad. Well, that means we will need to do some additional work and file them shorter, because honestly, Anna is happy at this point. She's willing to have long nails, but I'm not. It might be dangerous for her, actually. Then we fully cure for 1 minute, and I love this clicking sound. When we remove the dual forms, it's just so satisfying. We have this flawless, smooth nails underneath, and they look already so pretty. And OMG, actually, it was my first time I did this mistake. So on her middle finger, I took the wrong dual form. It was actually supposed to be for the thumb. So imagine how big it was. I don't even know how I didn't notice it. I mean, I noticed it only after curing. Oh well, bigger is actually better than smaller, because with a bigger size, we can at least file the sidewalls later. If it would be a smaller one, then we might be in trouble and need to redo it. So then I'm using carbide bit and filing her nails shorter, because that's what we need to do. But this time, today, I'm not going to make them extremely short, because I promised her to do French nails. And for French nails, we need a little length for this white tip to fit. So when filing and shaping the nails, you need to check if the length matches on all nails. First, you need to do it between both hands. So like index finger should be equal index finger on another hand, middle fingers, and so on. And also index, middle, and ring finger are supposed to be the same. Or sometimes you can do the middle finger slightly longer, which is also fine, because normally they are a little wider, so it's still going to look pretty balanced. I need to do quite a job here, because I don't know, Anna's nails are so tiny. For me, it's just impossible to take that small amount of Polygel. I mean, every time I take this little bead of Polygel and place it in the dual form, I'm like, ooh, this is tiny amount of product. And then I place it on the nail and see that compared to her nails, this is not little. I mean, this is a lot. And well, that's what happens each time. So then I will be using the same carbide bead to file some product along the sidewalls and near the cuticle. I do not need to do it on every single nail, only on some of them where I accidentally pressed too much and some excess product went outside of the dual form. And this is important, because if you leave it like this, the product is going to lift, and also it won't be possible to properly apply the color. We just want to make sure that this area near the sidewalls along the cuticle is smooth, but you're supposed to file only the product. Now, this is another big mistake some people do with this kind of carbide drill bits. They are filing the natural nail down with it, which is really bad, because you will have these terrible ridges afterward. You're supposed to smooth down the product only. So please look closely. Usually, especially with Polygel, they're very different. The product is more matte, and natural nails have these little ridges. If you look closer, you might see them. Finally, we need to file the sidewalls, and for Anna, I prefer using thin wooden files, because it's just easier to reach some of the areas. If our goal is to seal it with a glossy top coat, that we could finish up at this point. But since we are doing French manicure, I also need to buff the surface with 280 grit files, so it will be smooth and will be much easier for us to apply the color. But besides making the surface smooth, I also double check all the areas along the cuticle, the sidewalls, to make sure it's all smooth. And her nails look so pretty already, right? I mean, they look just so natural. So I have this liner gel by Melodysusie. I love the color, but I'm not sure about the brush. For me, it's a bit long. The bristles are a bit long. So I will be using another Melodysusie brush I got from a kit earlier, with this liner gel. So here's my technique. First, you need to determine the height of your French tip. Then you do 2 triangles on both sides. Make sure they are symmetrical, they're equal, they have the same angle. And only once you do, you need to create this line in between them to connect. Once you do that, all you need to do is just 2 curves to make this French tip come together, and that's it. We have beautiful, crisp, symmetrical smile line. Choosing the right products when doing French tip nails is super important, because if you will pick the white color that is not bright enough, you will end up doing 2 coats. And oh, that's a nightmare. It's time, it's kind of frustrating because you need to do this line twice. So this white liner gel by Melodysusie is really good. I mean, I like the consistency, it's not too runny, and 1 coat will be definitely enough here. So I'm using the same techniques on all of my smile lines. I know that some people prefer to use different techniques or no technique at all. We just take it and draw the line from the left to the right. But the problem is, if we are right-handed or left-handed, it doesn't matter actually, we tend to make the smile lines not symmetrical because we move from one side to the other. Our hand is located on one side of the body, it's not in the center. But if you use this technique, it will be easier for you to make them symmetrical. Finally, we seal them with the glossy top coat, and Anna was over the moon. She said she never had the French nails like this. To be fair, we actually did acrylic French nails for her a few years ago, but those were sculptured acrylic nails, and as you know, they look a little different. And hand-painted French nails, this is definitely her first time. And honestly, I think they look so cute. I think this is just the right shape and length for French nails for her. I also enjoyed using this table lamp. I'm definitely keeping that and using this focused light mode when I will be doing some detailed nail art, and I will leave the link and discount code for you in the description. If you enjoyed watching this video, then you definitely need to check this one out, where I show you how to remove gel X extensions safely without damaging your nails and use electric nail file.